I am Diana and this is Loïc from Nestenn Luxury Listings, and these are one of the most frequently asked questions we get about real estate in Mauritius. So Loïc, as a foreigner, how do you invest in Mauritius?
First of all, I think that I would say that it would be important to find the best agency to work with, like Nestenn is one of them. And yeah, that's the first point. And then to take the first contact with the agent who is going to go through all the listings with you, who will hear about all your project in general, how many rooms you need, your budget, do you have children or not, or if you want to be part of, you want to live in the city or in a scheme where you can I don't know, go to the beach, depending on what you want really. And as from that, we will manage to propose you a few listings that will be...
Actually, you choose what lifestyle you want first, and then we find the right property for you that will really make this lifestyle happen.
Exactly. It's, we need to firstly understand what you need really. If for you it's important to be close to the school, I will not propose you something on the coast, for example, except if it's okay for you to do to travel to the center of the island every day, forth and back. But if you, let's say, are retire and you want just to live in a quiet and peaceful place, I will recommend you over solution, depending really on what you need.
Yeah, directly have one or two places in mind. Yeah.
And for you, where is the best places to invest in Mauritius?
That's difficult to answer just like that. It really also depends on what you're looking for. You need to figure out what you're looking for, what do you want to do. But I think Mauritius in general is a good investment. We have realized in the last 10 years the capital gain is excellent. Also the tax advantages that you have here. I think you can choose whatever you want. You need to find something that fits in your lifestyle. Even if it's an investment, I think the chances are quite big that you end up living here yourself. And I believe if it's really purely about rental return or capital gain for resale, it's always good to invest in an off-plan project that has the highest capital gain. And since we are living on an island, I think the coastal areas are really the best.
Yeah.
I also have a lot the question, is Mauritius a safe place? Is it safe for families with kids? What do you answer?
I have this question a lot actually, and what I always said as a Mauritian who has lived here since like 30 years now, it's the best place for children to grow in. I mean, you have you have different kind of activities that you can do around with the security. Also of being, you could be, I don't know, walking in the forest and just doing some sports alone, hiking mountain. You can go to restaurants, shopping center. You can do whatever you want without being scared of something happening to your children or to you or to your wife. It's a very quiet place to live, and yeah, there's no problem.
I agree. Also, the school system is really good, and the medical system, I really have to say, I live here with 2 kids myself, and I've never felt not secure.
Yeah.
I think that's why we are also seeing so many South Africans at the moment moving to Mauritius. They are really asking for that safety, for security, for a life in peace. And I think that's what Mauritius is offering.
And especially they used to buy in special resorts like Anaita, Valéry, etc., which have a big security. They are well organized. Every time you get in, they take your name, your phone number, you check out your car, at what time you get in, what time you get out. So not only Mauritius is a safe place, but also the resort is safer than ever. So, But is it safe to invest in Mauritius as a foreigner?
I would definitely say yes. I mean, there's more and more foreigners investing in Mauritius with the whole political situation that is happening in Europe at the moment, with everything that's happening actually around the world. Mauritius is an island that is independent and not involved in anything. So we're often forgotten about, but this is right now the place to be. Yeah. Investment is always good in places where space is limited. It's a small island, so there's less and less space, but there's some projects where really the capital gain has been incredible. Once again, off-plan is already really a good investment, but we have examples in the southeast, for example. There's a project in the last 2.5 to 3 years when the first units were sold. If you look at the price, it has doubled now in 3 years. I mean, that's incredible. The units have not even been delivered yet, and there's the double price. I mean, it's really a great investment.
In the southeast also, it's still untouched, so the project are going to be, it's going to be a nice place to be if you invest now for the next 5-10 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah, close to airports and So how is life as an expat in Mauritius?
Well, it's a dream come true. I'm not going back to Germany. No, life is really something different here. I really can't imagine my kids growing up in any different way than here. Coming back from school, we are fortunate enough that here we can afford to have a nanny at home, that I'm able to work full time. When I come home, I really enjoy life. The work and life balance here is just different. I take my kids to the beach, we go on the boat, we go hiking, we do things that in my childhood were not possible because my parents were working a lot. Afterwards you have to do the household, and it was mainly weekends. But I have the feeling in Mauritius every day is a weekend and you just enjoy. Money-wise, yes, it all depends on your lifestyle that you have, but I don't think it is so much of Europe what you have to spend. There are some things here that are much cheaper than in Europe. There's other things that are a bit more expensive, but I think the living cost is about the same. So it's not really shocking, especially if you already invested in a property and you live here, you have your residence permit. There's a lot of discounts that you get as a resident. You don't pay tourist rate all the time. And the schooling system is really good. Again, as a resident, you get better rates for schooling. It's all private schools. And yeah, I think nothing can be compared or can be measured in money if you have this kind of lifestyle that makes it worth anyways.
Is it a good idea to retire in Mauritius? And if yes, why?
Yes. Yes, it is. I think it's a really great idea to retire in Mauritius. A lot of people are doing that. Number one is, I guess, the climate. It's just such a nice climate in Mauritius all year round. A lot of people already start escaping the European winter. They come for some month here, but in the end they want to stay here for good. And it's just a beautiful place to be, very relaxed, safe, secure. And yeah, I think that's the place to be.
And can foreigners getting a residency through buying a listing here in Mauritius?
Sure. So actually there is the minimum of 375,000 USD. So if you buy in a scheme, in a smart city, in a PDS, in a ground floor +2 on freehold land, if you invest a minimum of 375,000 USD, you can apply for the residency in Mauritius for yourself, for your partner, for your children, for your dependents. What I also find really interesting is that there's fractional ownership now. So actually, if you're buying a property, for example, at $800,000, you could buy it as 2 families, you can buy it with 2 friends, and each family will get the residency in Mauritius. So each $375,000 can get 1 residency. And that's really interesting now.
Nice.
And another question I always hear is, what are the different kinds of permits, residencies you can get in Mauritius?
There's different way to get a residence permit in Mauritius, like the retirement permit, it's one of them, investor's permit. You can get your residency permit through buying a listings, for example, in a smart city or a PDS or a ground +2 in the scheme. There is the investors, there is the OP,
Occupation permit,
occupation
exactly.
permit, yeah. So
Yeah.
now there's quite a few solutions to get a residency permit in Mauritius.
And a lot of people, what I saw now, are applying for the premium visa, which is actually a visa for 1 year. You can come and live in Mauritius, experience it. You're not allowed to work. It does not involve, it's not a work permit, but you're allowed to live here, experience Mauritius. And this helped quite a lot of my clients to figure out if Mauritius is really the right place for them to invest finally.
And what are the tax benefits for the buyers when they invest in Mauritius?
I think Mauritius is actually a tax paradise. I mean, I come from Europe, so we have taxes like we live for taxes. What I really like in Mauritius is that there is no capital gain tax. So imagine you buy a property at a certain price, you want to resell it after 5 years, and maybe you have a capital gain of 40%. You will not pay any tax on this profit, which is huge. I mean, this you can almost start buying, renovating, and selling properties and make your money like this. Also, I like it if you would like to have a property and rent it. The tax on the rental income is 15 to 20%, so that's also not much. Really interesting is also if you're foreigner investing a property. If you're going to inherit your children, if they inherit one day the property, there's no capital gain tax. Not capital gain tax. Sorry. Yeah, inheritance tax. Shit. Also, what is interesting, if you, for example, inherit a property in Mauritius, there is no inheritance tax in direct line. So this is also a big difference to other countries. And yeah, also there's really one time when you buy something, there's a 5% tax at the acquisition, and then throughout the years that you own the property, there's no tax to be paid. In other countries, every year you have to pay the taxes. In Mauritius, you only pay it once when you buy the property, and in case you sell it one day again, you pay 5% tax again. That's it. Sounds good, huh? If you are a foreigner and would like to invest in Mauritius, if you need any help with this, have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, we see you in our next video. Bye!